بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمد ونصلي على رسول الكريم اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. رب زدني علما ورزقنا رحمة ربي يسر ولا تؤثر وتممه بالخير. وبك نستعين يا فتاح يا فتاح يا عليم يا عليم. كريم أنور مقدمة مشكات شريف.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإني إذا أرسلت الحديث إليهم كأني أرسلت إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لأنهم قد فرغوا منهم وأغنونا عنهم وسردت الكتاب والأسفل. As a link this hadith to them, it is as a link to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam because because they completed from him وأغنونا عنه and they had taken.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So the author of Mishkaat Shareef says that once you have linked the hadith to them, it is as if he has linked the hadith to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, because they, which is Bukhari, Muslim, Imam Tirmidhi, Imam Abu Dawud, Imam Nasa'i, they have already done that and they have linked it to it. So the question does arise here that the critics had objected that the compiler of the Masabih, the original kitab, had not mentioned the sanad against every hadith he recorded, and the compiler of Mishkat was doing the same thing by only mentioning the name of the companion and not the full sanad or the reference to the book, omitting the rest of the sanad. The compiler of Mishkat then clarified the point by asserting that once he has mentioned the name and to which kitab it is as if he has already linked it up with the whole sanad to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
سردت الكتاب والأبواب كما سردها and I compiled the kitab, the book and its chapters like how he compiled it. وَاقْتَفَيْتُ أَثَرَهُ فِيهَا and I followed his footsteps with regard to it. وَقَسَمْتُ.
So, and then he further on mentions that it is the general practice to divide the book or different works into different books and chapters if it deals with different subjects. The division that is entitled book is subdivided into chapters whose content, though they pertain to a single subject, differ in detail and in angle. For instance, Tahara is a subject which is subdivided into chapters like Wudu, Ghusl, Tayammum, and so on. The arrangement of that of the Masabih had been preserved and observed in creating books and chapters, and the same arrangement was retained by the compiler of Mishkat.
وقسمت كل باب غالبا على فصول ثلاثة and I've divided every chapter, most of them in three chapters, three sections. أولهما ما أخرجه الشيطان أو أحدهما واكتفيت بهما وإن اشترك فيه الغير لا لا لعل لعلو درجاتها في رواية and that which I have expected from the two sheikhs, or from one of them, was sufficient for it, and were joining with it others because of their high level in narrations, because of the high status in narration.
Yes. So the author then says that he divides the kitab into three babs. Most of the chapters will have three babs, and the first bab will be from Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, or either both of them together or one of the two of them, and if sufficed with just the two of them because of their high status, their high ranking. So the Mishkat uses the terminology muttafaqun alayh for hadith that is reported by the same Sahabi in both Bukhari and Muslim. If the text of the hadith is identical, but Bukhari has reported it from another Sahabi and Muslim from another Sahabi, then this terminology of muttafaqun alayh does not apply to this hadith.
وتاليها ما أورده غيرهما من الأئمة المذكورين. And the second one is that which the Bible which was given besides them from the mentioned أئمة. والثالث ما اشتمل على معنى الباب من ملحقات مناسبة مع محافظة على الشريفة وإن كان مأثورا عن السلف والخلف. So in the third one is that which comprises of the comprises from the meaning of the chapter with the following that its conditions and its usul. وإن كان مأثورا whether it is مأثور from the salaf or from the previous
So the Masabih only had two sections in each chapter, but the compiler of Mishkaat added a third section to the Mishkaat Shareef. The compiler of Masabih paid regard to the arrangements whereby he recorded a hadith of Sahih in the first section. He called the hadith of Bukhari and Muslim as Sahih. In the second section, he recorded Hasan al-Hadith. Hasan Hadith. In his terminology, Hasan Hadith is transmitted by reliable, trustworthy, and well-grounded Imams other than Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim, rahimullah. They include Imam Tirmidhi, Imam Dawud, Abu Dawud, Imam Nasa'i. This hadith terminology is coined by the compiler of Masabih alone and not used by any other authorities. The compiler of Mishkat has added a third section. He has not bound himself to record in this section the hadith of marfu' to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rather, he had also collected here relevant sayings and taqreers of the Sahaba and the Tabi'in. However, he has been careful to name in the beginning the narrator, whether a Sahabi or Tabi'i, and to name the source of the book at the end.
ثم إنك إذا فقدت حديثا في باب فذلك عن تقرير أسقطه. Therefore, if you find a hadith is missing from a chapter, then for that reason it mentioned was to drop off the repeating of it. Yeah.
If a hadith is found in a chapter of the Masabih, but not in the same chapter of Mishkat, then you should understand that the compiler of Mishkat had not recorded it there because it appears in another chapter. So instead of repeating the hadith, he just drops off the hadith.
وإن وجدت آخر بعضه متروكا على اتصاله أو مذموما إليه تمامه فأن داعي اهتمامه أتركه وألحقه. So if you find another hadith, it is shortened from its original, or it is out of rivalry, then فعن داعي اهتمامه, then it was left for a specific reason.
Yes. If there was an important reason for an addition or omission, then this was done. For instance, if a lengthy hadith is selected, then the portion of it that is relevant to the chapter is recorded in it, and the irrelevant portion is left out. A portion of the hadith concerns one chapter, while another portion has relevance to another chapter, then the hadith is recorded accordingly. Even in this case, the Masabih is followed. However, if both these situations do not apply, then a full hadith is recorded even though the Masabih has opted for brevity.
وإن عثرت على الاختلاف في الفصلين من ذكر غير الشيخين من أول وذكرهما في الثاني فالعلم أني بعد تتبعي كتابي الجمع بين الصحيحين للحميدي وجامع الأصول. So if you find the اختلاف or discrepancy with regard to the two babs, the two chapters, the two verses, from that which is mentioned in the Shareef, in the Awwal, when it is mentioned in the second, then know that indeed some of the explanation of the proofs is from Kitab, which is joined between the two Sahih, or maybe
this is the Kitab of Imam Humaydi. Kitab two of his Kitab.
And Jami' al-Usul.
So the compiler of the Masabih had placed the hadith of Bukhari and Muslim in the first section and the hadith transmitted by any other of the Imams in the second section. However, there are cases in Mishkaat where the hadith placed in the Masabih in section 1 is attributed to Imams other than Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim. Examples are found in the chapter on Sunnah of Wudu, section 1, or in the chapter on the excellence of the Quran. In the same way, in some cases, a hadith of a section 2 are attributed to Imam Bukhari or Imam Muslim. For example, in the chapter on what is recited after takbir, the compiler of Mishkat assures us that this had not happened because of his oversight, but he had examined through the books of Humaydi, Al-Jam'u Bayna Sahihain and Jami al-Usul, and Bukhari and Muslim's original copies of the text. Hence, when he found a hadith placed in the section 1 in the Masabih, but not in Bukhari and Muslim, he gave the correct source there against naming the narrator and recording the book. Also, the hadith of Bukhari and Muslim placed in section 2 by the Masabih were correctly attributed to them in Mishkat. He says that he was confident of his action and he corrected the Masabih because he thought that the compiler of the Masabih had erred and made a mistake. Inshallah, we'll continue from there tomorrow.